Today, I'd like to give you a quick tour of 4 different library resources that you can use to find information for your projects. We will look at EBSCO, Gale, ProQuest, and our library search page. I'd like to start with our mission statement. Essentially, it says that we are here for you. We provide curriculum materials for you in our libraries. We provide access to materials held by other libraries across the state, and then we provide instruction about how to use those materials. If you have questions, you can always contact us and use whichever way works best for you. All options for library help are linked on the right side of our library webpage, and I'll show you that in just a moment. If you haven't used our library page yet, it's easy to get there. From the Anoka Ramsey homepage, hover over the words Student Resources in that dark blue bar and click on Library in the menu that drops down. Notice the contact information on the right. You can contact us directly by phone or email. You can book an appointment, email us a completed research assistance form, or contact us individually. Email addresses are linked from our names. Our announcements, when we have them, will be posted above the yellow library account button. Resources are grouped by type and contained in the sections that you can see listed here on the homepage. To find articles in our databases, you would click on the bar labeled Scholarly Journals and Newspaper Databases to expand that section. We'll start with EBSCO. EBSCO is a vendor that provides access to multiple databases. If you're off campus when you access this, you'll be asked to log in with your star ID and password to authenticate that you're an ARCC student. EBSCO has redesigned and simplified their user interface. This is the basic search page. It's the first screen you'll come to when you go to EBSCO. You can enter some broad keywords in the search box if you're looking for general information on a topic. But notice that right above the search box, it tells you which databases you'll be searching. And the default is to start out searching all the databases. For my search, I'm going to use the keywords social media and mental health. When you start typing keywords, you can see that some options show up in this drop-down screen. The top section consists of common searches, and the bottom section lists publications containing the words that I've typed so far. Typically, these will be ebook titles in one of EBSCO's databases. However, I think that using the advanced search provides you with better options for starting your search. You can see the link above the search box on the right. Here, you can type your keywords into separate search boxes, and you can use the tabs below the search boxes to refine your search. You can add any of the filters you see. Full text is always a useful option. That means all of your results will consist of articles you can read and download immediately. Checking the peer-reviewed box will limit your results to only articles from peer-reviewed journals. When you see the term peer-reviewed, it means that the information in the article has been reviewed and confirmed by other experts in the same field before the article is published. It provides an extra layer of credibility for the information in the article. Here are the results from that initial search. If you forget to filter before you hit search, you can still filter out results that are not relevant on this screen by using the little filter boxes below the search box. As you look at the articles in the results list, you'll see that each listing has a very short chunk of information about the article. Let's look a little closer. The top line above an article listing will tell you what kind of article this is. So by number 1, you can see that it's from a peer-reviewed journal. Next to number 2, you can see specific information about the article, the author, the source, the date it was published, and the database that it's in. Below that, you see the summary or abstract that's provided. The subjects or the topics covered in the article are listed below the abstract. And finally, below that, you'll see a drop-down box with the access options. That could range from a PDF you can download to online full text, or maybe an option for requesting the article from other institutions. If you click on the title of an article, that will give you even more information about it. If you determine that you might want to use it, there are a few steps I recommend that you take. By number 1, look at the icons at the top right. That giant quotation mark looking icon is your citation button. If you click that, select the citation style that you need, and it will change to show the citation with the style you selected. There'll be a link to copy the citation, and you can paste it into a list or your research paper, whatever method you prefer. I always suggest saving this information for the articles that you think are useful. And then you don't have to scramble at the last minute to put those together for your reference list. Remember that these citations are computer generated, and although they will likely have the correct information about the article at hand, you still will want to check your formatting to make sure that aligns with what your instructor is looking for. If you're new to using citations for the work that you're using in your research, the Writing Center here is a great place to get some one-on-one help with citations. Looking at some of the other icons in that section, the little curved arrow is your share button. Not only do you want to save the citation, I recommend that you email any promising articles to yourself as you go. It's nice to have everything together in your email, so it's then easy to go through the articles and prioritize the ones you want to use. So clicking share will give you several options. You can save it to your Google Drive or your OneDrive, or you can create a permanent link that will always take you back to the article. You could copy and paste that into your list or your reference list. You can also use the email option to email the full text of the article to yourself or to anyone else. If you're working with a group of students, you could email it to the other people in your group. The last icon in that row is the download button that will save the article. It works the same as the download button under the article title. Either one will do the same thing. If you're using a student computer on campus, I would recommend saving it to your student OneDrive or your Google Drive. But if you're using your own device, it's easy to put these all into a folder to keep your articles together. And then to read the article, you'll need to use the Access Options link underneath the title. It might be a PDF or online full text or both. Or again, you might see links to request the full text article. Clicking the link that says PDF full text will take you to a copy of the article. You'll see the options at the top right for working with the article. They even have an option to listen to the article if you'd rather hear it or hear it as you read it. For anyone using one of the desktop computers on campus, it's best if you download it to your desktop and open that file with Adobe Reader from there before you print it. A slightly different process is used to access an article that we don't have direct access to through EBSCO. So these are the two options that you might see: link to request full text and full text via libkey link. The libkey link will look for the article online outside of our databases, and if it's available, that link will take you there. Otherwise, the link to request will take you to our library search page, and you'll see the option to log in and request to borrow the article. Clicking to request full text will take you here to our library search page, and you will need to sign into your library account so the system knows where to send the article. You would just click that sign in link to proceed. First, it will ask for your star ID, so you can use your star ID and password to finish logging in. After you're logged in, just click the request via interlibrary loan. On the next screen, the information about the article should populate the fields automatically. You can scroll down, you'll see the email address the system will use to send you the article, and be sure to click the box that says agree to copyright restrictions, and then click send request at the bottom. You should receive an email within a day or two with a link to download your article. I would download it as soon as possible because I believe you can only access that link for a short time, and then that's it, you're finished with that. Okay, let's move on to Gale. We'll go back to the Scholarly Journals and Newspaper Databases section. Click on that bar and then click on Gale. You can see the link about halfway down there. And not only is there, if we're looking at opposing viewpoints, which is one of their databases, not only is there a long list of different potential topics in there, there's also a useful tool called the Topic Finder. I'll briefly show you how to use that. It's especially nice if you're brainstorming for a topic and you're not quite sure what you want to research yet. You can find some ideas there. So if you just click on that link just to the right of Gail that says opposing viewpoints. Again, if you're not on campus, you'll be asked to use star ID and password to access this resource. But then you should see a window, something like this. Current issues of interest are on the landing page, both in this large news banner that kind of scrolls back and forth. And if you were to scroll down, there'd be a few selected issues below that. And those change over time as Gail updates them, depending on what the current issues are at the time. However, if you just want to browse through the entire list of topics, you can use that Browse Issues link up at the top. So go ahead and click on that, and you'll see this long list of various issues on which Opposing Viewpoints has already reported in the past. So going through that list could trigger some topic ideas for you. For example, if you were to click on advertising, you should see an overview of the topic, and then you should also see a list of what kinds of sources are available below. But near the top, here's that topic finder I was talking about. This is a fun little way to generate more ideas of related topics. So if you click on that link, right up here, this will generate a grid of tiles related to the topic you were looking at and break it down into more specific categories. You can see all those little bubbles inside each tile. Each bubble that you click on will open up and show more subtopics below. You can look at this two ways. You can either use these tiles, or you can click the button right above the tiles to look at them in a wheel format. Clicking the wheel will show you the same information, just in a different format. And this one makes more sense to my brain, but you can use either one. I clicked in the section titled Claims, which brought up related articles in a list on the right. And the titles, of course, are hyperlinked, so you can click on any of them to get more information. Clicking on the title will bring up the article. And notice the section to the right titled More Like This, where you'll see some related articles and subjects, and you can see options at both at the top of the article and at the top of the page for downloading, printing, and citing, etc. So you have those same options, they're just in a little bit different place, and they might look a little bit different. So if you were to click Cite, that would open a window with several citation formats at the top, and you can just click on whichever one is applicable and copy and paste your citation. And the same warning applies to these citations. You want to double check your formatting before you turn in your paper. All right, let's move on to ProQuest. Clicking ProQuest would be in that same list of databases down at the bottom. You might see a little bit of overlap, but it contains a different set of journals and newspaper articles, so you're going to get additional results that you didn't see in EBSCO. Here you could choose to start the search from this default screen. If you look at right above the search box, you can see basic search is underlined. That identifies the type of search you're using. You could also use the advanced search here. We'll start with a basic search though. I left it on the default and typed in the same keywords, social media and mental health. And lots and lots and lots of results. That's actually way too many to look through. You can easily go back and modify the search to refine it though. So just click that modify search link at the top to go back to that search window. And this time I clicked on advanced search. And here's what I changed to narrow that search since we had so many results. I used quotation marks around the phrases so it would look for those words together in that order. I separated my keywords and phrases into separate search boxes. I selected the full text option. I also checked the option for peer-reviewed journals. And finally, I used a more specific date range by clicking after this date next to publication date and entering the start year of 2014. That limits my results to like the last 10 years or so. Okay, with all of that, that reduced the number of results by quite a bit, but there are still too many to go through individually. Results are automatically sorted by relevance, meaning the most relevant results will be at the top. Relevance is kind of relative though, so it will also depend on your keywords and other criteria that that you've used. I suggest scrolling through the first few pages to see if you're finding helpful articles. If you're not, or if you want to refine it further, you can use the menu in the sidebar on the left to results, narrow the results a little more. So here I'm looking at the subject section. If you find subject in the left sidebar, clicking the word more at the bottom of the list will bring up a box like this that lists all the subjects that these articles were tagged with. And these are sorted by the highest number of results. So the majority of the articles here contained COVID-19 as a subject term. So if you are not focusing on COVID-19, you could click the exclude checkbox to eliminate those articles from your results. You can see right there that you can include those or you can exclude those. And after you make your selections, click apply down at the bottom. And similarly to EBSCO and Gale, you would click on an article title to see more information about it. In each resource, you'll see the same kinds of information about the article, but they're just linked in different places. Here, the related information about the article is hyperlinked under the title. The citation and sharing tools are up at the top right, and in the sidebar on the left, you can see that you can toggle between the full text options and the abstract article details. In the left sidebar where it says references, you can click for a list of works that are cited in this article. So if this article is helpful, you might want to also check some of the articles they used to support their work in this one. Times cited in ProQuest links to a list of documents that cite this document as a source. So if this was a great article and there's a lot of people using it as a source, it might be a clue that there's going to be some good information in there. Over on the right is a suggested sources section with some articles that ProQuest is suggesting based on the current article. And if you scroll down, you can see on the right a list of related subjects or indexing terms connected to the article. And you can also use those to search for more articles. So it's really nice that finding one article here can lead to a wide range of other helpful articles that are kind of around the same topic. And please remember that if you're having trouble getting started, you can always contact one of us to help you find articles for your topic. Just stop into the library and say, hey, I got this paper. This is my topic. Can you help me find some things or show me how to find some things? We're happy to do that. You can do that on a walk-in basis if you don't want to do the phone calls or set up an appointment. If you just need it right now and you're on campus, just stop in. All right, let's move on to our last one, searching for books and more using our library catalog, which is called Library Search. We're almost there. Library Search is a digital form of our catalog, and this option will allow you to search through all the physical items in the library, like print books and DVDs, and you can even expand the search to other college libraries as well. You're going to click the section labeled Books, DVDs, and CDs, and then click that Library Search button. This will take you to the main library search page. You can choose if you want to search everything we have access to, including online resources, or you can choose to just look for books, print books that we have in the library. If you already know the name or author of a book, though, I would suggest using the advanced search option. That's linked just to the right of the search box. When you click that, the search box should look like this. Hopefully, the more you use these various search tools, the more you'll see the similarities. And most of the techniques I'm showing here will transfer from one to the other. So I did a similar search. I used quotation marks around the phrases. I'm going to do social media and mental health again. And we want them published since 2014. So near the top where it says search for, the top line already has ARCC libraries plus online resources. So that means it will be looking for digital items online as well as print books in the library. You can adjust that here and select one of the library options, or you could change it on the next screen too. So if I were to click search at this point, here's your list of results. I left it on the default search, which looks for everything we can access, but 12,000 some results, again, is a little too many to search through efficiently. Let's look at the left sidebar. You'll see an example of how you can adjust your search at this point. If you hover over the option that says held by library, that will look for things in our library if you check the gray box on the left. If you want to exclude those and only look at online resources, digital resources, you would check the box on the right and say, nope, don't want these. But Honestly, if you have an idea of your topic and you want to start with library search, you might save some time and effort by starting here and leaving it on the default to see what all we have. I went ahead and checked the box on the left that says held by library so I could look at only the physical items, the books and DVDs that we have in our libraries. It's a very efficient method to weed out the digital items quickly. And again, here you can click on a title to learn more about the book. Our books have a call number to help organize them, which will be found on a label on the spine of the book. It's like an address to help you find it in the library. We're happy to help you locate your items if you have trouble finding them, but if you look at this, you can find out some information about it quickly. You can see this item is at the Cambridge campus library. So if you're on the Rapids campus, you would need to use the sign in to request it. After you sign in, you should see the option to request the item from the other campus. If you click that link, you'll receive an email to your student email when the item is ready to pick up at the library service desk at the Rapids campus. It's a pretty quick process. It's usually just like a day or two turnaround. We have a courier that goes back and forth. So that would be one way to get a book that you need quickly. You can play around with that a little bit on your own. I'm going to end this here. If you want to revisit any of these topics, we have some guided tutorials for you on our webpage. You could look in library video tutorials, and there's little videos you can watch. There's interactive tutorials that walk you through the process as well. I know that was a lot of information in a short time, but feel free to stop in and talk to one of us if you want some more help. Thank you.